What is up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and today we are going to be talking about income streams. We're going to be talking about my income streams, what they are, how they have changed over the last few months, and what I'm doing in order to grow my income streams even further. A couple of months ago, I had created a video talking about how I've been able to grow income streams of up to $10,000 at the age of 26 years old. And surprisingly, since I made that video 5 months ago, my income and my revenue streams have changed quite significantly. Some of that is because of YouTube and the opportunities that YouTube has created. Some of that is because of COVID-19 and the effects of the pandemic. And some of that is simply because I've shifted my focuses over the last few months. So today I'm going to be talking about what those focuses are now, what my income is now, and what my plans are for the future. So let's get started. So in the last video that I created on this topic, I had talked a lot about the fact that in 2018, I lost my business due to a fire. And with that, I lost my income, I lost my future plans for myself, and I lost a lot of the goals that I had spent years creating and setting for myself. And in that video, I really talked about how I brought my income from $0 per month to 5 figures per month at the age of 26. And so I'm not going to be going into a whole lot of detail on my past revenue and my past financial history in this video, but if you're interested in learning more about that, then definitely check out that video. I will link that down in the description below so that you can check it out once you're finished watching this one. So the first revenue stream that I want to talk about is Upwork. In the last video I created, I had talked about how Upwork accounts for between $1,000 to $2,000 of my monthly income. For those of you who don't know what Upwork is a freelancing website where you can connect with businesses that are looking for freelancers, and they can hire you on a contractual basis to complete work for them. Now, the thing about Upwork is that your income is directly correlated with how much work you're willing to put into the project. The more hours you work, the more you're going to get paid, and the more you work, the higher you're going to get paid. And so it really is a very labor-intensive job, and it's a labor-intensive revenue stream. Because of that, I knew that Upwork was something that was not a long-term plan for myself. It was simply a way for me to get from one point to the other. And in March of this year, about a month and a half after I created my last video, I decided that I no longer wanted to do Upwork, and I stopped doing freelancing altogether. I have a lot of videos on Upwork. I will link all of these down in the description below. And overall, my experience with Upwork over the last few years has been incredibly positive. I really love Upwork. I think that it's a platform that will always hold a special place in my heart because it's something that I heavily relied on whenever I was financially struggling. But the thing about Upwork is that you're spending your time growing a business for somebody else. And at the end of the day, all you're going to be making is your hourly rate. And that was something that I simply did not want to dedicate any more of my time to. I don't want to spend 40 to 50 hours a week growing somebody else's business whenever I can spend that same time growing my business. And because of that, I really shifted my focus 100% away from Upwork. And the initial reason for doing that was to concentrate on this YouTube channel. I stopped working for Upwork back in about March, and I didn't make any money from YouTube until June. And so there really kind of was that 3-month period of time whenever I wasn't making any money freelancing, but I also wasn't making any money from YouTube. And because of that, there was a period of time wherever my income made a pretty significant hit. But whenever I made my original video, I was making between $1,000 to $2,000 per month with Upwork. As we sit here today in July of 2020, I am making $0 per month from Upwork. The next income stream I want to talk about is franchise consulting. So in my original video that I created, I was making between $1,000 and $1,500 per month with franchise consulting. And that figure is still fairly accurate as we sit here today. The one difference I would say is that I have started incorporating other forms of consulting into my consulting business. So I do franchise consulting with a franchise consulting firm. I do not own that franchise consulting firm. I'm not a partner with the firm. I'm simply just a consultant that is hired by the firm in order to do work for them. But now I've also started incorporating other forms of consulting into my business as well. And this is consulting that I would own personally. I've started doing one-on-one Turo consulting, so people pay me an hourly rate and I give them essentially business advice on how to run their Turo business. I have done a number of calls regarding financial advice and things like that. And because of that, my income stream from consulting has increased really closer to like $1,300 a month to $2,000 a month. So it's quite a large range. But overall, the figure from my last video is still fairly accurate. And I make on average about $1,500 per month from consulting and franchise consulting combined. The next business model I want to discuss is Turo. So as you guys know, Turo is kind of like my bread and butter. It's what I started this channel to talk about. And it's been a a really big focus of mine for really kind of the last 2 years. At the time that I created my last video, I had 10 cars on the Turo platform, and I was making anywhere from $7,000 to $9,000 per month renting my cars out on the Turo platform. As we see here today, in July of 2020, I have 12 cars on the platform, so I've gotten 2 more cars for the fleet, but the income and the revenue has drastically decreased, and one of that is because of COVID-19. So at the beginning of the year in January, I was doing about $8K per month, and before 2020, like winter of 2019, I was doing that fairly consistently. But then once COVID-19 hit, it was just a drastic decline. And in April of 2020, I only did $1,500 in revenue. From April, it really was kind of a steady increase from there, and things are starting to look significantly better. And so it is improving from April. But like so many other rental car companies out there, and we've all seen it from Avis to Hertz to Budget, and Turo is not alone, and they certainly aren't immune to the economic conditions, but rental car companies have been really hurt by COVID-19, and Turo has absolutely been affected by it as well. I feel fortunate because my clientele and the people who rent my cars are not tourists. They're not people who are coming here for vacation or even people who are coming here for business. Most of my renters are people that are needing a car because their car is either broken, it's in the shop, or they simply don't have a car. And so because of that, I've still been able to have a consistent flow of renters coming in on a week-by-week basis and renting out my cars, even with COVID-19 and the pandemic taking place. The pandemic and COVID-19 has overcomplicated it. It's made it so that you have to clean the cars significantly more thoroughly, which is something that I'll cover in a future video. It's made it so that instead of having 12 cars out consistently, I now have probably between 8 and 10 out consistently, so I always have a couple sitting. It's just slowed down the business significantly. I do think that ultimately things will return to normal, but I do think it will take time. And I think that we probably won't see things back to where they were at the beginning of 2020 until we see a COVID-19 vaccine. But that is my income for Turo. It went from doing $7,000 to $9,000 per month to really kind of doing between $4,500 and $6,500 per month with the current climate that we're experiencing. The next revenue stream and the final revenue stream I want to talk about is YouTube. Now, when I created my last video a couple of months ago, YouTube wasn't even a revenue stream that I included because I was making no money from it. It was something that I was dedicating a lot of time to. I saw a lot of opportunity for YouTube, but I wasn't making any money from it at the time. Now, as I sit here today in July of 2020, YouTube is actually my largest revenue stream. Now, it's hard to say whether or not this traction will continue and what my income will look like in the coming months, but as I sit here today, this channel has made $15,000 since I started it back in January, which doesn't sound like a whole lot of money, especially considering the fact that I dedicate probably 60 hours a week to this channel. But whenever you account for the fact that 13 of that came from the month of July, it's absolutely insane. So from January of 2020 to June of 2020, the channel made $2,000. But from July 1st, 2020 to July 31st, 2020, the channel made over $13,000. It is absolutely insane, and it's something that I still feel like I haven't fully wrapped my mind around, but it goes to show how real the snowball effect is when it comes to YouTube and it comes to the growth of a channel and the revenue that can come from a YouTube channel. But with YouTube, I have a lot of plans to grow this channel and to grow the revenue streams that are associated with this channel. Of course, as the channel grows and as our view count grows and our subscriber base grows, the ad revenue will grow with that. So the goal is to eventually go from $13,000 to making $50,000 per month. But on top of that, there's a lot of other ways that a YouTube channel can make money. From Amazon Associates, which is an affiliate program associated with Amazon. I have a link down in the description below of my Amazon affiliate account, and it basically outlines all of the products that I use in my day-to-day life, from the YouTube channel to the Turo business, the products that I really like and I enjoy and I recommend. And if you guys click on that link and you buy one of those products, then I get a percentage of the sale. Now, Amazon Associates and the income I make from Amazon right now is incredibly small. I think I've made like $25 in the entire year of 2020. But it's one of those things that can grow and grow and grow over time and eventually become a large source of income if you have a big enough subscriber base. So that is a revenue stream that I am using and I'm wanting to grow as the YouTube channel grows. I've also talked about how I'm releasing a car sharing course. That is going to be another revenue stream. I have a really exciting project that I'll be announcing in a couple of weeks, which will be another revenue stream that will be outlined on this YouTube channel. So really kind of this YouTube channel alone will probably create 4 to 5 revenue streams alone. And that doesn't include things like consulting and Turo. So you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope it gave you some valuable insight into my revenue streams, my businesses, and where my thought processes are going forward into 2020 and into 2021. Now, the whole point of this channel is to talk about business and to talk about finances and starting a business and how there are endless amounts of opportunities to start a business and to make money. And I feel like I can't do that and I can't be effective in talking about this topic without being transparent about my own income and about my own revenue streams and about where my own thought processes are with my own businesses. And so that really is kind of the point of this video, is that I want to be transparent. I want to show you guys what I'm focusing on in my own life. And so I definitely plan on doing these check-ins maybe twice a year, maybe once a quarter. I don't really know, but I definitely plan on doing these sorts of check-ins on giving you guys a status update on my own life and my own revenue streams going forward so that you know where my own head is. But if there is one thing that I want you to take away from this video, it's that business revenue and revenue streams change on a monthly basis. And that what you're doing now in July of 2020 may not be what you're doing in July of 2021. And things change and goals change and focuses change, and that's okay. And the other thing to remember is that there is endless amounts of opportunities out there. Starting a business and starting a successful business is all about finding what you're good at and what you're passionate about and then figuring out how to monetize that in order to make money. That is what the entire point of this channel is, and that is what I want to help you guys do, is to create businesses that you're passionate about and businesses that make money. So I would love to hear y'all's thoughts and comments, so make sure to leave a comment down below. What are you focusing on in 2020 and what are your goals going into the second half of the year and into 2021? I would love to hear your thoughts, so make sure to comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.